guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome to Meeple Village. One of our viewers has asked us to do a full playthrough of Massive Darkness, and as you can tell, it is a massive box. So I'm here to do a full playthrough of a solo run-through. I'm going to be playing with one hero and just showing you what Massive Darkness has to offer, what it feels like to play this massive game. So why don't you just join me at the table and let's play Massive Darkness. All right, guys, I have the game ready to go. I've organized everything. Let's just show you what I've done so far. So the first thing I did was prepare the quest map, and it's 2 tiles, as you can see. Okay, they're right here. Just according to the map, we are going to be playing the tutorial today with 1 player, which I got my hero over here. So all I did was I put the doors on the places where the map told me to do, the exit sign, the starting hero place, and this is our level 1 tile, and this is our level 2 tile. At the beginning of the game, we are at level 1, so the level 1 is activated, and this one looks a little darker, but when we go to the second tile, then we're gonna flip them. But for now, we are at level 1, and that's denoted here. In this quest, we are trying to find the key, which, well, I mean, pick up the key, more like it, because we know where it is. It's right here at the library in this big circle token. So we gotta go get that key, and then we gotta exit through the exit. And if we can do that, we have won. The way we lose is if they kill us. And in a way, we can kind of die 3 times. That's what that life bringer that I got right here is all about. At the start of the game, you put 2 tokens there, and if at the end of a round a hero is dead, you can revive them by using one of these little heart tokens, which are actually damage tokens, but that's how we mark it. So because it's a 1 hero game, I can do that 3 times. Hopefully I won't need to. Hopefully I can go without even wasting one of those, not even one. Not that it matters. At the end of the game, it's all the same. You don't get any extra points for that. Your victory is just getting out of the dungeon. And then our hero. So today I am choosing to play as Owen, and he has a couple of skills that I'll talk about when we get to them. You'll see that. He's also got some starting equipment. He's going to go melee weapon for now, at least. He's got an axe, which is a level 1 axe. And he's got some leather armor. Every hero starts with leather armor, and then you pick what weapon from the starting weapons that you get. Now, I have him at HP 5, which is everybody's starting HP, and at 0 XP. And we're going to be getting XP as we defeat monsters. In the game we're playing, we're not going to use micro XP. That's only used when you're playing in story mode. And finally, this is my hero sheet with the level ups that I can do throughout the game, and I need to pay experience points in order to do that. Now, I am playing as a Blood Moon runner. If you look at Owen, the recommended class for him is Paladin of Fury, but I didn't think that was gonna fly because when I looked at the abilities, it was to help other players, and there's no other players in this game. So I went with Blood Moon Night Runner, which I think is gonna combo really nicely, and you'll see that later. And what else? Oh, I have a bunch of cards, and this is how we're gonna populate the dungeon and get our treasures, get our equipment, and all of that. So you'll see how those play out, but just quickly, these are the treasures that we're gonna get when we defeat stuff, events. These are the doors, so this is going to indicate what monsters we see when we actually get to open these little doors that are here, and then monsters and monsters and more monsters, because of course, what is Massive Darkness without monsters? I must point out that these doors do not come in the game. Those I just had laying around. I thought that it looked a little cooler, so that's it. And I also have a little some chests and stuff that are not in the main game. The other thing that I need to point out before we start real quick is that this game actually has an app that you can use. It's free to download. It just look under Massive Darkness, and what it does is it kind of removes a lot of bookkeeping that you have to do in this game. All these cards, you won't be needing them. Everything is going to be right on the app. You're leveling up, it happens right on the app. Even the monster health is tracked in the app. So just so that you know. But for now, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm just using whatever came out of the box. And with that, we've completed setup, and we can go ahead and go to gameplay. The heroes go first in this game, and we need to take advantage that right now there are no monsters on the board. On your turn, you have 3 actions that you can perform. The most common ones are going to be movement and combat. I'm sure you'll get to see those. There's also an action where you can get up if you've been obviously stunned, and also reorganized your equipment and gets, just move things around. Or the other option you have is to do nothing. Hopefully we won't have to use that one very often. Now, the first thing that Owen is going to do is he's going to move. And movement is, it sounds confusing, but it's not. When you move, you get 2 movement points. So 3 actions, 2 movement points. See how it can get confusing? With 1 movement point, you can actually move 2 squares. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to move and use the 1 movement point to move 2 squares. He's going to move just 1. He can save that other movement and use it later, which he's planning on doing. Now, another thing that you can do with your movement is you can open the door, and that costs you 1 movement point. So remember how I told you we have 2 movement points? I use 1 to move up to 2 squares and the other one to open the door. The other thing that we can do with movement actions is to pick up stuff. And when you pick up stuff, there cannot be any monsters on the tile you're in, and you pick up everything that's on the tile. So all of the chests, you just pick them in one full swoop. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use my second movement point to go ahead and open that door. As soon as you open the door, we trigger the monsters. Told you that this monster were going to show up soon enough. So when you do that, you go to the deck of cards and you pick up one of the door cards. Let's see what we get. We get guards. All right, in the first room, no enemies and 2 chests. In the second room, we're gonna spawn a guard card and we're gonna get 3 chests, well guarded of course. And then on the third room, no enemy and 2 chests. So let's go ahead and populate the board with those chests and those enemies. So first chest, I got 2 chests in the first room, and the first room is always the one where you've opened the door. So if I would have opened this door, this would be room number 1, 2, and 3, because that's where the walls end. But that's room number 1, and then room number 2 gets 3 chests. Okay, and these are all normal chests. And then over here, we're gonna have 2 more chests. Just put them like that. And then in this room, we're gonna spawn a guard. So let's see what we get. Goblin archers. They're gonna be level 1. And if you look over here, they have a health of 1. And they are going to be spawning 1 times the number of players. So boss is always spawned, which is this guy, and then a minion. And they count as 1 enemy, which is going to be important, and you'll see that. So I'm gonna get 1 minion. And they have a special ability, and they like melee and range attack, and they also have some defense. And aside from all of that, this guy, the boss, gets a treasure that he's holding. If I defeat him, I get to keep the treasure for myself, which I'm looking forward to. So we go over here to the level 1 because we are at level 1, and we give him more defense. Not only is he carrying this, plate armor, but he knows how to use it. So that means that these monsters are going to be a little bit hard to defeat because they have more defense. But I'm not scared. I'm still going to try and get them. So remember, we're going to go ahead and find them so we can put them in the room number 2, and then we can continue. I still have 1 more movement that I can do. Am I going to be a chicken and run away, or I'm going to go face them? We'll see in a minute. First, let's find those monsters. Okay, so I found the boss and I found his minion standing right over here. Now, these guys like both ranged and melee attack. I am only melee. In this game, this is how it goes. If you're a melee attacker, then your range is 0. Monsters have to be in the same space. If you're ranged, then you cannot attack people that are in the same space as you, but then range goes from 1 all the way to infinite. So these guys could attack all the way to here. If I had a ranged weapon, I can attack all the way to here. That's how range works. And then if you're a magic user, then your range is 1 or 2. So very close to you and not on the same space. But right now we don't have to worry about that. So what am I going to do with that extra movement? I know that if I move here, I've already used one of my actions. I still have 2 more actions. So I can move again and then attack them, and I want to show you guys combat, even if, you know, I might regret it, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and use that last movement point to move over here. And now what I'm going to do is for my second action, because that was only one action, remember, I moved, I opened the door and I moved, that's all part of movement. I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to, because there's no monsters here, I'm going to move again. And the first thing I'm going to do with my 2 movement actions that I get is to pick up everything that's there, because there are no monsters. So I immediately get these 2 chests, and we're going to go and see what items or equipment we get. All right, the first treasure that we get is a level 1 guillotine potion. Consumable. Discard during the hero's activation to get +1 action to be used immediately. Okay, so we can do that. We can actually use that immediately, no problem. See if we can beat these monsters. And we have, remember, there were 2 chests. So the second treasure is a javelin. It's level 1, ranged weapon. It says it has an ability that says can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0. Oh, okay. And then it is going to give us 1 range attack, but it also acts as a melee weapon. So I'm going to go ahead and I have to, when you get treasure, you can immediately rearrange your board for free as a free action. So knowing that this javelin, this is my second action, I still have, so I can attack with either this one or that one. The dice are going to be pretty much the same, but I think let's try our new weapon out, right? Why not? So I'm going to go ahead and actually, I can tell you why not. No, we're going to do it. We're going to keep it. Okay. So I've made that decision, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my consumable. I still have 1 more movement. Remember, there's 2 movement points that I get when I do movement and a movement action. I've used 1 to pick up. I'm going to use the other one. Yeah, I'm going to use the other one to move over here. And now, hello, dudes. And then I'm going to use, I still have 1 more action, but I'm also going to immediately use this to get another action. So I have 2 more actions left. 1 because I had 1 and 1 because of my consumable. We'll just discard that. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 combat actions and try to get rid of these things. So this is a boss. The boss comes with a minion, but together they form a mob. And they count as 1 enemy. However, I cannot attack the boss until the minion is gone. It's like the minion is protecting it. So let's try and get rid of that minion, and then hopefully with my second combat action, I can get rid of the boss. So for that, we need to go ahead and collect our dice of our pool dice. So I know I'm rolling, remember this javelin can be used as melee at range 0, which is what I'm gonna do. So I get 1 red die, and that's all I'm rolling. Here's my red die, and then let's take a look at what these guys are rolling. They are going to defend with 2 blue dice. 1 from them, and then 1 from the item that they're carrying. So we get all that together, and we roll all of that together in 1 full sweep, and let's see if I can do some damage. Remember, they are HP 1, so let's try it. Okay, so that's what we got, and I'm doing 3, the swords count as 3, they're defending with 1. That little symbol triggers other abilities, but I don't have any of those at this point. So with that, I do get to do 2 damage. I only needed 1 damage to defeat the minion. When I defeat the minion, if there were more minions, I could use that extra damage to defeat another minion. But in my case, there's only 1 minion, and I cannot use the extra damage to defeat the boss. I'm gonna have to wait until the next attack, which I'm gonna do right now. So let's do that. But before I do the attack, let's not forget that killing a minion gives you 1 XP. So we are on number 1. Now let's go ahead and kill that big boss. All right, so here we go. Actually, we did it. We have 2 swords to 1 shield. So we are successful in defeating him. And that's good, because if I wouldn't have defeated him, he would go ahead and counterattack, which means that he would attack, and then enemy phase comes and he would attack me again. So he would have gotten to attack me twice. When you defeat a minion, the person who defeats it, the player who defeats it, gets 1 XP. When you defeat a boss, like this guy, all players get 3 XP. Now in this game there's no other players, but I just wanted to point that out. So 3 XP, so we're at 4 XP. And with that, then I finished, right? Yes, I used all of my actions. One to move, another one and to move and open the door, the second one to pick up and move, the third to kill the minion, and the extra one that I got to kill that boss. So I am done. Now we're going to move to the next phase. But before I move to the enemy's phase, let's not forget that I defeated the boss, so I get to keep what he was carrying. So this plate armor is mine. And just like before, as soon as you get a treasure from the monster, you get to rearrange your board. So let's see. He goes down here to the discard pile. And do I want to wear this plate armor? I think I do. It gives me the same amount of dice, but it also has an effect that happens every time. Defense +1 shield. So yeah, much better than the one I have. So this one I'm going to keep because there's something that you can do with the stuff that you're not using anymore. That's the Transmute Action, which is a free action, but I gotta have 3 of those to be able to do it. So I'll show you when that happens. I'm sure it will happen soon. So with that, now I'm done and I can go ahead and move to the enemy phase. However, there are no enemies, so we can skip right through it and go to the third phase in the game, which is the experience phase, in which I can go ahead and cash my XP to get better abilities, better skills. However, if I look at the level 1 of my abilities, they all cost 5, and I'm only at 4, so I'm gonna have to wait. After the experience phase, in which I have not enough XP to gain any, we move on to the event phase. And again, we're probably going to get some monsters. So we go to the event deck, which is here. And let's see what we get. We get a God of Fortune's Blessing. That sounds like a good thing. Place 2 normal treasure tokens in a zone with the current level token. Okay, well that was fortunate. No monsters, we're still okay. So let's go ahead and put those chests over here where the level token is with the marking that we're at level 1. You know, I honestly don't think that I'm gonna have time to go get those. My plan is to just run to the library, exit out through here, and then just get out of the dungeon as fast as I can. I could go investigate down here, and I will if I haven't showed you enough stuff, but I think if not, we're just gonna go, guys. We're just gonna go. The goal is to leave the dungeon. But with that, we are back to our turn, and we get those 3 actions again. I'm gonna go ahead and use the first action to clear the room. So that's gonna give me 3 chests, and that's one of my 2 movement actions. So let's see what we get this time in the treasures. Okay, the first thing we get is a Wand of Healing. It's a magic weapon, which we're not magic users. So, and it talks about allies, which we don't have any, so not very useful. Then we are going to get a Plague Javelin, which is ranged. Okay, we like range. And last but not least, we are getting a Short Sword, which is a one-handed weapon. It's a melee weapon. So now, just like before, when we get treasures, I can rearrange everything. So let's see which one of those I want to keep. All right, I think I'm going to keep the javelin, and the rest of the stuff is not so useful for me. So I'm just going to keep them all together. I don't know. This one I might equip at some point. However, I already have a 2-handed weapon in my hands. So, you know, I would have to take one out to use the other. They're both ranged. So maybe that axe, I'll save that axe just in case. Okay, we're going to keep it like that for now. Now, I still have one more movement action that I can use. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to move. So I move here for 1. And then I could use, I could move again, but I don't have anywhere else to move. So I'm going to stop. So I've used one movement action to pick up and to move 1 out of the 2 spaces that I could move to. Now I'm going to go ahead and use another movement action. And the first thing I'm going to do is pick up this library token right here, because that's the key that I'm looking for. Now, when somebody picks up this, everybody gets 3 XP. So I'm going to go ahead and get another 1, 2, 3. I'm up to 7. So this turn I can level up and show you guys how that happens. Then after I pick up, I can either open this door or I can get more treasures. I mean, I'm here, I might as well get the treasures, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and use that, my other to just pick up everything. Let's get another 2 treasures, see what we get. Okay, the first thing we are going to get this turn is a wooden ring. It's an item, defense +1. Okay, so I get an automatic little symbol. I don't know what to call it, star symbol? It's not really a star, like boom boom symbol. That could be combo with another, with something that I'm already wearing. So that is an item, we'll keep it. And the next thing, it is a dagger of, what does it say? Of sure strike. Okay. And this is attack. May reroll blank results 1 additional time. That's not bad, but it's a ranged weapon. I have a better ranged weapon already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this to the side. Okay, I have one more action that I can use. I think I'm gonna move again because I need to open that door and get out. And so I'm gonna use 1, and actually let's put it here because I'm going that way. And then I'm gonna use the other movement action as a move, which I get 2 points of movement. So 1 and 2, and that means that I've made it to the tile, the level 2 tile. So now the monsters are going to be at level 2, but my abilities are also at level 2, which I don't have any yet, and the treasures that I get are also going to be coming from level 2. So everything is level 2 all of a sudden. Now before I end my turn, which I'm out of actions, I'm going to go ahead and as a free action I can transmute, and the way you transmute is you go ahead and you give up 3 cards that you no longer want. Like if you're a magic user and you've got a bunch of melee, well, this is a good time to get rid of them. So you get rid of all 3, and then you get a card from the level that is 1 higher to the lowest of them. So for example, if I had a 3, these are all level 1s, but if I had, let's say, a level 3 card, a level 1 card, and a level 1 card, then if I transmute all of them, I will still get just a level 2 because there's 1 higher than the lowest, which would be level 1. But in my case, they're all level 1. This is also considered level 1, the starter equipment. So I'll go ahead and get rid of the starter equipment, this melee weapon, and this magic weapon because I'm not interested in magic. And I'm going to be getting a level 2 treasure. So let's see what we get. So we have a composite bow, a level 2. It's a ranged weapon. And when we attack, if we get that symbol, which I believe we can get from, nope, that's defense. You may reroll any number of defense dice 1 additional time. Okay, and this one is going to give me a yellow die and a red die. So not bad. Okay, I'll keep that. Maybe I'll equip it later. I can't equip it now because I will take an action. Because I don't get a free rearrange action when I transmute. So that's it for me. Now we would go to the next phase, which is the monster phase, but there are no monsters. So next up, we're gonna go to the experience phase. So I'm looking at my experience sheet and I know I have a ranged weapon attached. So I'm looking at the sniper specialist. It says it's a safe shot. Ranged, if I get that little BAM symbol, which the ring that I got gives me the BAM symbol, but only on defense. I need it on attack, so that's not going to help me. I was hoping it would, but it won't. So I would need to roll it. For example, if I roll that, then there's that BAM symbol. But if I do roll it, then the defender gets -1 shield, and -1 shield means I get to inflict more wounds. It's kind of like a pierce. So I think that's the one I'm going to go for. It costs 5 experience, so I'm down to 2. Let's see. The other things I could have used are in the shadow mode, attack defender -1, but slippery, which means that I can get away from monsters quicker. Because if you're in a place where there are monsters, you can't leave the spot. You have to stay in that zone. So maybe that would have been smarter. I don't know, but we'll go with that one and see how it goes. I love having more like strength, so more offensive, so we'll go with that. With that, we're done with the experience phase and we can go to the event phase. Let's see what event happens this turn. All right, our event is Rear Monster Patrol. If there are already roaming monsters in play, activate one. We don't have any roaming monsters in play. If not, spawn a roaming monster card. Place the enemy in a zone with the token of the current level -1. And we ignore this at level 1. So we don't ignore it because we're no longer at level 1, we're at level 2. Now there are 3 types of monsters in the game, and so this is kind of good that you get to see this one. There are the guards, which are the ones that I just fought. There are the roaming monsters, which are, you know, a little bit harder to kill. Actually, they're probably the hardest to kill. And then there's the agents, which are also hard to kill, and they bring reinforcements every turn. So we are going to see the roaming monsters. Let's see which one we get. Hopefully nothing too scary, but I'm sure it will be kind of scary. So the roaming monster we get is, and I gotta point out, level 1 to 3, we're at level 2 right now, so level 1 to 3, we spawn what's called a lesser roaming monster, which are these cards right here. If we were level 3 to 5, then we would spawn a greater roaming monster, so even more scary. Let's see. We get, oh my goodness, a cockatrix. Look at him. All right, he has 3 health times the number of heroes. So there's only 1 hero, so 3 health. And the game tells us to kind of keep track. You just put the tokens on him. So there's his 3 health. And then, let's see. He has an ability that for defense, the attacking hero loses the rest of his activation. Oh, well, look at that. Okay, and he has pretty good defense too. And he rolls pretty good dice. Oh, wow. Okay, he's either melee or ranged, his choice. All right, let's do this. Let's get that cockatrix out here on the board and put him right there where those chests are. I'm sure that now I really don't want them because there's somebody protecting them. So let's do that. All right, so here is that beautiful but scary looking cockatrix. We're gonna put him right here where the level 1 is. It's coming from the back. All right, and with that we finished the event phase. So now it is the hero's turn, and just for content, I'm gonna go fight that monster. I don't have to. Honestly, I could just, this is a tutorial, so obviously it's kind of easy. I could just use movement points to get out of the dungeon. I would only need 2 actions. One action, movement will give me 2 points of movement, so 1, 2, and then the second movement will give me 2 points of movement. Boom, I'm done. But I want to show you guys how it happens. So first, let's give this monster a treasure because he's carrying this. What is he carrying? Oh, he's carrying some kind of crown. Let's see, it's King's Crown. He cannot use that though. He's gonna carry it, but he's just kind of protecting the treasure. It's not gonna give him any special benefits. We'll just put him under here. Okay, now let's see. I have a ranged weapon. So from right over here, the comfort of my space, and just face him and attack. Oh, this is gonna be hard, guys. I love you guys so much. I'm doing this for you. 1 red die. And the monster defends with 1 blue die and 1 green die. Okay, so there's our pool dice to show. All right, here we go. Wow, so I did nothing to it. Yeah, pretty much nothing. So I have 2 more actions to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rearrange my stuff because I want to use at least my level 2 to try and battle him. So I'm going to use my composite bow. I'm going to get rid of my javelin for now. And with that, at least I'll be rolling 1 more die. So now let's check it out. I have a yellow and a red. And if I get that little symbol, then great. So let's see how it goes. And this is my last action. Is it? Yes, I used 1 for combat, 1 for rearrange, and 1 for combat again. Okay, well, we did better. Okay, great. He has, whoops, okay. So he does block 1. I do inflict 1, so I'll take that 1 right out. And then I did get that little symbol. Now, what did that do? It says, attack, little symbol, may reroll any number of defense dice 1 additional time. So we can reroll this. But he got the same result. So not completely helpful, but at least 1 damage is 1 damage. We will need 2 more to go. However, we didn't kill him and he gets to counterattack, but at least you'll get to see how that's done. So I'm done with my actions now. If the monster that I attacked this turn is still alive and kicking, he counterattacks me personally. If there were other heroes, he would ignore them even if they were right there with him. He wants vengeance. He wants to go for me. So let's go ahead and collect our dice pool and see how much damage he does. He's gonna be rolling. He can see me from here. I am in direct line of sight. So I am in a shadow spot, and I gotta point out, Owen's ability in shadow mode is that when he attacks, he may heal one. So anytime that I attack and I'm in a dark shadow space, I could heal, but I'm at full health. So that's why I haven't even used that. But you know, let's see, let's go back to our dude. He's gonna roll 2 yellow dice. So let's get the 2 yellow dice. Because oh no, he's not. He's gonna roll, oh my gosh, he's gonna annihilate me. He's gonna roll in range. He rolls, let me show you guys. In range, he's gonna roll, he's got this useless item, but he's gonna roll 1 yellow and 2 red. That's what he's gonna be rolling against my super defense of 1 blue dice. So yeah, good luck. Good luck, Owen. Okay, well, there's that. So he rolled 2 swords, I rolled 1 defense. However, not all is lost. My plate armor says that I get a defense of 1 more shield, so we can kind of count as if I had another shield. So that's not bad. He didn't do anything to me. I was so scared, and look, nothing happened. Does he have any other? He has an effect with defense, but you know, he didn't get it last time because he needs to roll those symbols. So we're good. We're done. That was the counter attack. Now, however, I'm not gonna put the dice too far away because we go to the enemy's phase, and during the enemy's phase, well, this guy wants to attack me, of course. So the way it works is, the first thing that you want to do is when you're trying to figure out what the monster is going to do, first he's going to try to attack the hero. If he can, then he's going to move towards a target. But he can. He is ranged, and he can see me, and I'm here, and let's do this. So we're going to be rolling again the same thing, and let's see how it goes this time. All right, here we go. So I rolled 2 defense. He rolled a bunch of swords. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, and he has a diamond. Is there anything he can do with the diamond? Not when he's attacking. His diamond only triggers when he's defending. I have a BAM, and I also get a BAM from here. Do I do anything with that? I do not. Okay, my BAMs are for nothing. So I blocked 2. I still have 2 incoming, but remember, because of my plate armor, it's like if I had an extra one. So that's, I can block all these 3, but I'm still getting 1 damage. So now I'm down to 4, and now I can start using my shadow ability of when I'm in the shadow attacking him. But that's it for monster activation. He's the only monster on the board. So after that, we go to the experience phase where I only have 2 XP because I haven't killed anything else. So I'm not going to level up. We go to the event phase and see if we get even more monsters out on the board. Let's check it out. All right, and the event this turn is Lightbringer's Protection. Inflict 2 wounds to 1 enemy in a shadow zone. Well, that would have been great if this dude was in the shadow zone, but this zone is definitely lighted. So we have to ignore that and not use it. So thank you, event, for nothing. But with that done, now it's my turn, and I can try and kill him or I can flee. You know, I only need 2 actions to get out of the dungeon, so I'm gonna hit him for you guys one more time, and if not, I'm just gonna get out. And that's that. So my first action is gonna be combat. Let's go ahead and find our dice pool. I am rolling a yellow and a red. I was like, what color is that? And Mr. Cockatrix is going to defend with 1 blue and 1 green. Let's pick up all of our dice and roll. Well, look at that. That's 2 hits. That's all I need. He actually did not defend very well. He has no way of re-rolling. So believe it or not, guys, we killed this dude. That was a very lucky roll indeed. So he's out. We get to keep the crown, which is the king's crown. We don't really care. We're just going to put it over here because for our next 2 actions, we're just going to go ahead and move. So I'm going to use 1 move action to move 2 spaces, and then another move action to get out of the dungeon and be victorious. But I think you guys got the feeling of how the game plays. It's really fast. The actions you take, you know, the movement at least at first seems a little confusing, but then you kind of get the hang of it. You go, you pick up your chest, you get better equipment, you get that composite bow that's going to help you defeat cockatrixes, and you just have fun and enjoy. But you saw roaming monsters, you saw regular monsters, not a lot of them. Remember, this is a tutorial, but at least you got a good idea of what Massive Darkness has to offer. And let me tell you, it gets a lot more intricate than this. It gets with more players, obviously, there's more interaction, but this game is a lot of fun if you like dungeon crawlers just like I do. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up. See you on the next one. Well guys, there you have it. That was a full run through of Massive Darkness. We played through the tutorial and hopefully that gave you an idea of how the game plays. If you haven't already, join the village. Subscribe to our channel. We do these fun games all the time. Any comments? Leave them below. I love to read and answer all of them. If you're not following us on Twitter and Instagram, go ahead and do it. We post really cool pictures of your favorite board games and also let you guys know what video we're going to be showing you next. Join us next time where we're going to be having so much more fun. Until then, may you play more games.